My major is Information Systems and Operation Management.
I'm Asian, Tibetan minority group in China.
From West Palm Beach, Florida, which is in South Florida. It's north of Miami, south of Orlando.
I'm a graduate student.
I'm from China, and currently I'm living Gainesville, Florida.
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Oh, I am a health science major.
My name is Brittany Kirkland, and I'm 21.
Studying equine animal sciences.
Equine animal sciences, very.
I'm Asian.
I am from Kennesaw, Georgia. It's about 30 minutes north of Atlanta. Majoring in finance, and I'm on the pre-health track.
I study international and intercultural communications.
I'm an undergraduate, and I'm doing animal science.
I'm from Taiwan.
Okay. I'm a graduate student in anthropology department.
I'm actually a graduate student in UF.
My name is Becca Irish.
Becca Irish. And who is this fine little dog you have with you?
This is Delta Best.
I'm white, Caucasian.
Oh, how old are you, Delta?
I'm 17 years old. No, I'm 18. Sorry.
I got my information from news that broadcasted like on TV or on radio, because I always listen to the radio while I'm driving, and also I saw a lot of friends posting on Facebook, and I got those information from online and radio and some TV.
Stuff like that on TV, like in Modern Family, it makes people more like open to it.
I mostly from the news, you know, that they show like online or like MSN.com or stuff like that. That's really where I get it from.
Okay.
Definitely TV. Obviously, I do a lot of work on the computer, but I'm not on Facebook to read like a lot of posts.
When I'm in discussions about it, I just state my own personal opinion about it, and then, you know, everybody has their own opinion on it, but my opinion's not going to be reaching Supreme Court, so.
So how?
From the media, like newspaper, television show, and the social media, some posts by others.
Mostly online and sometimes on TVs as well.
Probably around everywhere. On TV, on newspaper, on social media, and also TV shows, all kinds of stuff.
Well, I think a lot of it I get from my parents. A lot of it I get from the news that I watch myself, and a lot of it has come through school, and you know, going through class discussions with same-sex marriage in itself.
Mostly from newspaper, and recently more from social media.
Social media.
Usually I get my information just from the internet, you know, whatever's on the homepage of, you know, Comcast or Fox News or whatever.
I think most people agree to it, but those who don't always say it out loud.
I'm not quite sure about how they feel about it, because people around me just don't talk about it.
Probably, I think it depends, because personally I don't really mind, and I support those people, because you have the right to pick whoever you like to be with, and you know, this is a historical thing. It's been a long time that the gay homosexual relationship will have exist. Well, it can be traced back to like Roman time or even before. So there might be a reason, and I don't think it's something that we should reject. So I totally support it.
I think there's some conflicting opinion about this issue. Somebody support it, but somebody don't, and I see the opinion from both sides, from the others.
I think that same-sex marriage is largely dependent on somebody's age, political affiliation, and where they grew up. For example, if you're from the Deep South, which is like anything north of Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, that whole area, you're generally very conservative, which generally means you're very much against same-sex marriage. However, I think if you're maybe a younger person in that demographic area, or I should say geographic area, then that might change, because I think that generally younger people tend to accept same-sex marriage a lot more than their parents. And I think that if you're, obviously geographics plays a huge role into it because there's subcultures within the United States. So within the Deep South, it's more conservative, so you're kind of against it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're up in the Northeast, it's more liberal, so you're kind of okay with it.
I think it's very polarized. It's very split down the middle. Some people are very pro-gay marriage. Some people are very, they're very conservative or they're very against it. And some people are kind of in the middle. They're like, yes, I think that they should get, either legal benefits, but maybe not consider it marriage, or maybe they can't get married in churches, or they can just get legally married. So a lot of people have different definitions of what they want for it.
Well, obviously, it's a very polarizing issue. Most of what I know is from what I feel personally and what my friends and family think, and we are pretty much all in the opinion that gay marriage is completely normal and there's nothing wrong with it. Obviously, other people have different opinions, and usually I only hear about that when it's kind of brought up on the political level, when there's obviously with legislation, different states and cities, but it's a global issue. So, and I know in other countries, its opinions are very, very different.
There are some church people. They are from baptism or similar. They believe this is a sin, so they don't like it. And some Chinese, they don't really approve gay marriage because this is kind of Chinese people is more conservative and more traditional. So this is something that they don't talk about, but they don't like it. But I believe there are still some person who support it.
Okay, so
I have a lot of friends that are gay, but I don't agree with gay marriage, and a lot of people my age do. Almost actually every person I talk to pretty much does. So that's something that I have completely conflicting views on. So.
I mean, I think in the beginning it was mostly like a conservative side of you, but now it's becoming more liberal, where it's becoming more open, I feel like. And I'm kind of for that, so I'm glad for that. As long as it doesn't affect me, I'm fine, so I'd say I'll go for it.
Okay. It depends on, probably depends on their religious beliefs, and also if they have friends who are gays, or it really depends. Some people really support that, some people strongly against that, so I don't really know. But for myself, I kind of not support and not against, because marriage is the issue of law, and it's serious, and I don't think people who are gays and lesbians should be condemned, but for making it a law, it's serious. It needs to know the majority of people's opinion. So.
Negative. To me, marriage is really has its foundation in the church and in religion, and I think today there's a lot of separation between church and state, or that's the way it seems like it's trying to go. And to me, gay marriage isn't holy because it's not between a man and a woman, and that's the way I think it was created to be.
In real life, I think it depends on who I talk to. So if I'm talking to my close friend, I will discuss further with them, even if we have conflicts between us. I will try to convince them if it's my close friends. But if it's not that close, like acquaintance, I will just change topic.
question.
I mean, I guess I don't really speak my opinion too much out loud. Maybe a little more comfortable with it online, but I never really get into debates with people about it, online or face to face.
Okay, how?
In real life, I really haven't like had any conflict on this issue. I do have a couple of friends who are gays and lesbians. I have more lesbian friends, and they never talked about like wanting to get married or things like that. I don't really know about like do they want to get a certificate, marriage certificate or something else.
I actually am not really handle it because I don't have very close friend who is who are gay. I just say some like some example from the media, so I don't think it's very close to my life.
When I conversating face to face with someone about this issue, if we have disagreement, I wouldn't say it out loud. I would accept other people's opinion.
How does media influence
this topic? I just can discuss in the class, but I'm not very influenced by the medium because I'm not very focused on this topic maybe.
Face-to-face situation, I don't think I will confront that since, well, it has no effect to me actually, because you know, well, I'm not a homosexual, so, but if somebody is talking about that question, I don't think I should argue with them because, well, they have their own opinion.
I honestly just try not to talk about it. I kind of sweep it under the rug. I'm not so like, yes, go for it, or no. Yeah, I'm just kind of like, okay, you know, if you want to do it, go for it. Doesn't bother me. So I really just, I'm not out there with it, you know. I'm not saying that I'm a pro supporter or I'm a pro negator, I guess. But
I tend to avoid it. I know what I believe, and I know that what I say, if somebody feels strongly enough, if they differ from me, I'm not going to change their mind. So why get into a confrontation? You know, I exert what I believe when I go to vote, and I don't have to explain it to anybody. I just do what I do, and I vote, and that's how I tell people. I mean, if they come to me and start asking me questions about it, I'll be like, yeah, I'm totally fine with it, and kind of leave it at that, because it's still a very like heated topic, especially with I think older people and people in the South. So I just, if they start getting confrontational about it, I'll leave it alone. If they agree with me, like a lot of my roommates and my friends and stuff and I have talked about it, then we kind of can have more of an engaging conversation, because
It definitely depends on who I'm speaking to and what their what their opinion is. I feel like some people just don't get it or don't want to understand. If I feel like I can maybe make a difference and kind of get through to them the concept of equality, then I'll do that. So, you know, obviously talking it out and being as very civil, but it's definitely a personal issue for me. So
I think media sometimes overreact to this issue, and they perpetuate some sort of stereotypes. For example, in a lot of TV shows, gay couples are presented in a very stereotypical ways.
I don't really take too much media influence into my own decisions because usually I disagree with the media with whatever they're saying, and a lot of my decisions are very based on like my heart, you know. So they're not easily swayed.
I would say now the media talks about this issue more and more, and I feel like more freely to talk on this issue. If the media is not talking about this, and I feel awkward if I'm strongly supporting or against this issue.
I think I become more and more tolerant about this issue. Maybe like 5 years ago, I can't like accept it because most of the media they are not portrayed in the media like 5 years ago in China because it's a taboo. But now when I was come to United States and I see a lot of information about it, and I know a lot, I learn more about it, so I become more tolerant.
It really doesn't influence me, if at all. It kind of gets me thinking about the just the process, how we decide these things as a society, and how it evolves our acceptance of these things. I look at racial segregation and how this the issue of gay marriage may parallel that, but it doesn't really affect me. I just find it interesting.
Well, I feel that way because that's all that I ever see anymore. You can't go anywhere or do anything without seeing it. It's on all of the TV shows that you watch, like I said, on Facebook. I mean, they recently had the thing where you change your profile picture to the equal sign, and I can tell you I know at least 10 of my friends on Facebook had that, and so just even trying to talk to them on Facebook, that's all you've seen. So that's kind of where I feel like they would probably have very differing views from me. So,
as far as my influence is concerned, I really think it's about my family and how I grew up and the church I grew up in. You talk about gay marriage. I think that I would say, whether or not I believe in it, I believe in marriage. And to me, marriage is integrity, affirmation, love, fidelity, honor, and whether that is a union between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, those are the traits that I look for in a marriage.
Be open about it, obviously. I can't really change other people's opinions about it, but I can try to get them to maybe support it a little bit more and see that it's not really that bad or anything like that.
There are some church people. They are from they were baptism or similar. They believe this is a sin, so they don't like it. And some Chinese, they don't really approve gay marriage because this kind of Chinese people is more conservative and more traditional, so this is something that they don't talk about, but they don't like it. Probably something that very influential is the social media, because Twitter and Facebook, people show more perceptions of opinions, well, instead of the news media do so. So I believe that Facebook and Twitter maybe have more opinion on this homosexual marriage thing, and they try to influence people. But I sort of stick to myself. I was not quite moved to other people's opinion.
So yeah, I've been watching some videos on Facebook, like people share it about mostly successful cases, like happy marriage photos or videos about it. So I think toward the issue, I was indifferent about it, but I changed from indifferent to pro to the issue.
Well, I think it depends. Like, I don't watch Fox News. I don't like Fox News. So I think my perception of same-sex marriage is probably a lot more kinder, and you know, because I don't watch the conservative channel. If I watch the conservative channel, I probably have more of a hostile view of it. But as far as media, you know, you see it all the time in TV shows, you know, people kissing and same-sex couples kissing, and I don't think anything of it, unless it's like so blatantly disgusting that it's in your face, you know, then I'm like, okay, that's inappropriate. I wouldn't want to see a straight couple do that. I wouldn't want to see a gay couple do that. But I think for the most part, I'm like, okay with it. Like, my favorite show is Modern Family.
Me too.
It's got two gay guys in it, and I think they're the best. But I mean, there's nothing in that show that's so disgusting and so in your face that it's like, ew. But I mean, I have seen shows like I watched the movie Brokeback Mountain, and I'm not against same-sex marriage, but even that I was like, okay, this is showing too much. Like, they were showing some sex scenes in that movie. I was like, ew, I wouldn't want to see a straight couple do.
I'd say probably the first one that pops into my mind is Modern Family. I know it's really popular. I really like it. I think it's very witty, very well written, and one of the main characters in it, main characters of the family, are married, I believe, and and have a daughter. So that's the first one that pops into my mind.
Somebody will post something and I'll just say, maybe we don't have to go that route, or maybe, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Sometimes I might post something and then people will comment on it. I'll be like, yeah, no, that's totally valid. I see where you're coming from. But just because I see where someone's coming from doesn't mean I agree with them.
Mostly just hit like, and I don't respond.
You mean you don't like their post, or
I hit like, yeah, I liked.
Oh, you liked.
I liked it, but I don't respond.
Oh.
I mean, I don't post anything on discussion boards or anything. I mainly, I just read stuff and I just try and get informed about it, just so I can talk to some people about it, I guess.
Yeah, so you do.
Yeah, I guess if someone on Facebook is coming out or something, then you always support them and don't be mean to them or anything, because it's hard for them to do that, so support them, whatever they do.
So you just support them online? Or?
Yeah, you can comment, you can whatever.
But you never speak it all in the real life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I feel more comfortable to speak out my opinion online, like on the social media or on some forum, because it's not people can't see me and I feel more comfortable. So now, on this interview, it's a little bit awkward for me to talk about it.
I mean, if you see something online that's kind of bashing gay rights or something about it, I mean, you can tend to get more emotionally attached, I guess, about explaining it right, something like that, that if you see people, I don't know, if you see somebody on the web, kissing or something, two guys, I'm like, whatever, that's fine with me. Personally, it doesn't affect me too much. It might affect other people, but yeah, that's basically it.
Okay.
Online or phone. When it comes to online, I don't like to post political things. When the election comes on, I can't stand it because everybody posts all their political views about everything. I think that there's some things that should remain private, even though everybody wants to publicize everything. When it comes to political things online, and same-sex marriage is one of them, I keep my mouth shut. Like I said, I vote for what I want to vote for. Don't tell anybody. When it comes to face-to-face, like I said, if I know the person is going to be hostile toward it, I'll avoid it. If I realize that they're getting hostile toward it, I'll avoid it, because why beat a dead horse? There's no point.
I think I would observe other people's opinions. I don't think I would ever engage in a serious discussion, because that might provoke people.
Of course, yes. I would never write a letter to a magazine or newspaper or television station to say something, but it's much easier for me to just make a Facebook post or a Twitter post or retweet, share something about the issues I care. So I feel like online is more like an open place for me to speak out my opinion, but I would not write something or trying to post a video or trying to let the TV station do something about my opinion.
I will admit I don't get too involved. If there is a way I can, get involved and help, I do. But I guess at the very least, just keeping the dialogue open and, keeping it the topic, keeping it out there for people to talk about and not, not hiding it.
Well, I normally can't exactly say what I'm thinking because I'm gonna end up hurting someone's feelings or get jumped on really quickly. So if I'm asked, I'm gonna say something, but I try to kind of avoid the confrontation if I can. And if I do decide, I really need to discuss this, I feel like if it's like on Facebook and it's continuously popping up in my news feed and I feel like I need to say something, then I will, but I try to make sure that I word it where it's not seeming like I'm trying to attack them, because I feel like as soon as I say something, that's kind of how they take it. So.
And what?
Frankly, on this issue, I didn't do anything, but.
So you just watch other people's.
Yeah, I just read like reposts and people share about websites and links about this thing, but I don't really comment on this thing.
Okay.
Oh, you definitely speak out. It's online. It's not like anything bad can happen. So.
You just insist your opinion, right?
Yeah, it's your opinion.
Okay.
Well, yes, I think online, the internet is the most comfortable way for me to express my opinions on this issue. Others, I don't think so.
I didn't participate more, but I did found information, like actively search information about it. Because there is a time I remember that most of my friends on Facebook, they changed their profile picture into like a red box, and I have no idea what it is, so I searched it, and then I know that it's the symbol of gay marriage, and people change their profile picture to support this issue. So I think this is a good way for people who have no knowledge to get to know it, and because it makes you curious about their profile picture, then you can find more about it, and I think it's a good thing.
I don't know. I don't feel comfortable talking about it.
This issue?
But I encourage them to speak up. So I feel like.
Okay.
Usually I don't make my post. I don't say my own opinion because, literally speaking, I don't have an opinion on this. I neither support or against, so I don't post my own post. But if I see some posts that's really interesting or thought-provoking, or like the author has some critical thinking comments on this issue, I would share. But I'm not doing my own post on this issue.
Oh, you definitely speak out. It's online. It's not like anything bad can happen. So.
You just insist your opinion, right?
Yeah, it's your opinion.
Okay.
Engagement online. I remember when that court case was going through last year about same-sex marriage, and everybody was posting that pink and red box in support of same-sex marriage. I did not post that because I don't like to do any sort of political actions online. However, if somebody else posted like another visual component, like a picture supporting same-sex marriage, I might like their status or their picture, but I myself am not going to actually post anything.
I feel like I'm not a very outspoken person to begin with, but I would definitely not let that stop me from voicing my opinion. I would feel very comfortable in any media, any forums, speaking my mind. This is a very important issue to me.
I choose not engaging at all.
Can I ask why?
Because I think marriage is based on love and responsibility for two persons. I think it's their own business that we don't need to step in. And if they choose to love who is the same gender, I think it's their choice that we should respect. So I don't think it bothers me.
I think they make me more comfortable because they simply provide the fact of one issue and what we need to do. Well, because most of the media right now, especially television, the TV programs, they try to frame something that is beyond your expectation. But the news media, the paper-based media, they are still doing a great job about that thing. They provide you the fact, and they let you do they ethically let you to decide what to think yourself, and that's the most important thing. So and that's what we call American the freedom of speech.
Well, that depends on what kind of friends we are, or whether we are friends in the first place. If we are really good friends, I think I'm not afraid to talk about whatever I want, as long as I don't offend anyone, as long as I don't insult anyone. But if we're just acquaintances or people I barely know, I don't think I'll ever say what's on my mind.
No. I usually keep quiet. It's not because I'm afraid of being isolated. It's because those kind of things related to marriage or some kind of religion or law, they are serious questions. Like, I feel like people should be more serious on talking about these questions.
I might not change my opinion by others' words, but I might be try to persuade them to just respect others' choice. I think when we have arguments, I will try to express my thoughts, and if they don't change, okay, I don't have other options.
Okay, well, growing up, I went from a middle school to a high school. I went to a Christian school, a very conservative Christian school. I did not like it because I told you I'm liberal and I'm not about that type stuff. So I was outspoken about it, kind of. I mean, when everyone was kind of like, no, it shouldn't be like this. It's supposed to be man and woman, blah, blah, blah. I was always kind of like, you know what? If it's love, it's love. If it doesn't affect you, I don't see why it has to be a problem for everyone else. So, I mean, I'm kind of, I don't know. I try not to get in trouble with my friends, because I do. But, I mean, if they're truly your friends, they're not going to care. It's an opinion. It shouldn't be that big of a problem. So, I mean, I'll say something. I guess that's kind of the main point of the answer. I'll say something. I'm okay with saying that to my friends.
Okay. Because, like I said, as soon as I say something, I feel like I've offended someone and I'm personally attacked. Like, well, just because you don't believe the way that we do and you're against completely, it's if you don't agree with them, then you're completely against them and you don't like them as a person. And that's not the case at all. Like I said, my aunt, I love my aunt, but it's a decision that she's made, and I just don't agree with it. So I would just prefer to keep it the conversation happy and not agree.
If they flat out ask me my opinion on it, and they have to ask me, I won't go to them. I don't like confrontation really. I will say no, I'm not against same-sex marriage, and I think that gay parents can be just as good parents as straight parents, and I think that you should love who you want to love, and everybody should have that right. And if they start getting hostile and going crazy, I'm just gonna walk away. But I don't exert my opinion on people. I don't force my opinion, but they have to come to me and say, what do you think about same-sex marriage? And then I'll say, well, this is what I think. You don't like it, I'm gonna walk away.
That's one thing I have not had a problem doing, because even though the majority of my friends and family probably share my opinions on gay marriage, I think that there are a few friends and a few family members probably that would disagree, and I have no problem, probably more so than strangers, telling them how I feel, probably because I love them, and I feel like we've got enough in common, and I'd like to see them get over that and kind of realize that everybody deserves their equality.
How do you say that? You always encounter facts on internet. There are freak, crazy people talking about all those kind of weird things. They want to kill everybody else who holds a different opinion, and on Jimmy Kimmel show he even do that. Let kid to say something like kill every Chinese. So, well, there were funky guys all around internet. So I personally, I don't mess around with them. But yeah, if I really want to present my opinion, I should reply myself, and then I don't really care who actually replied me.
I think it depends. If someone I don't know have some like very different opinion from me, and on social media or some place that people don't put their real name online, I think I would be more comfortable to like speak out some different ideas from him. But if it's like some of my friends in reality, they have very conflicting opinion from me, I would prefer not like to see it, because I don't want to be I don't want to have conflict with them. And also, if most of the people around me have the different opinion, I prefer not to speak my opinion out.
I keep my opinions to myself, I guess, especially, when discussing with my friends or whatever, because it is an important issue. I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
Hang on, I'm trying to. I don't know. I feel like I would be isolated by other people, so I really don't say what I think.
Okay. That's good.